morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Power of Life Shift episode 174 with not one, but two unbelievable, incredible, dynamic, beautiful souls. And personally, I can't wait to get this party started. So there's that. Gav, I see you here, brother. We're going to bring you on in less than five. Big Dave just landed in the Big Apple, red eye. Just can't wait to see how last night was for him. Let's get this party started. Guys, let us know how you're feeling, what you're what success means to you. Wow, I'm having a weird hair day. Uncle Dave!
What's up, Eagle?
Wow, I can feel your energy. You're in close proximity, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm right around the block from you. Nice hair, though. What happened to that coif? That looking
It's
good. That's looking good. You're like three inches taller now. That's amazing. I wish I could do that. That's beautiful.
Well, I think you're beautiful.
We're in the Mutual Admiration Society, that's for sure.
Okay, so real quick, fill me in. How was last night?
Oh my God, it was a unbelievable experience to share an evening with amazing people. It wasn't just Marie Diamond from The Secret or Marshall Falk or Rob Riggle or especially Dane Cook. I've never seen him more vulnerable and a greater side of him. And by the way, Dane Cook is one of the most gracious people. You always worry when you do the meet and greet afterwards, and there's a huge line that the bigger name, guys who have starred in movies and sold out Madison Square Garden. I pride myself, even when I have a flight to catch, making sure that I talk to each person graciously and thanking them for showing up. And he outgracious me, man. I know he didn't have to catch a flight, but he was unbelievable. The feedback, the streaming thing went into the millions, and people loved. We streamed it, so it was on YouTube Live, and then all the other platforms as well, Marketplace Live with Verb. But the panels, man, like Dr. Vu and Bucky and Greg Lutzka was there, the two-time gold medalist in the X Games. And we had it hosted by Jimmy Nelson. He's the MC at the dinner. And then I let the Nick of Time, the Nick of Wam, he made the charitable ask. And everybody was blown away at his speaking capability. So just planting seeds. Nick Lowry flew out, the Hall of Fame kicker for the Chiefs. Another just special guest of ours. And the list went on and on and on. We had, the guys from iTattoo, and we had, Gina from Mighty Networks, the CEO. She was phenomenal. But like I said, Marshall Falk, that conversation you got to catch online because Marshall brought it, and us three on stage. It was a life. And the cool thing is we have a lot of interest in creating a series on Netflix and some other places about the collab. And I'm suited to do post-production content and distribution, and it was a great idea. It pulled off in Vegas, but we pulled it off despite the plane problems. I know Aspire's facing that today. I don't know how my plane got in on time after what I went yesterday, and then all the other software problems for everyone else. But man, I cannot wait to see where this takes us. It's it's not your normal thing, man. Check it out online. The replay's there.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations. What an awesome event. So powerful. And I'm so excited to see what this leads to because I know this is just the beginning of a new level of something totally different. It's like you got Marshall with the athletes, you with the personal development, Dane with the comedy, and just bringing it all together. It's just like the perfect storm. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and Rob Riggle, man, what a great addition he was.
He's great.
He just humble as all can be, brought his family with him as well. So, and then my family was there, and my nieces and nephews and my wife and my friends. It was just different, and that's all I can say. And I haven't been that exhausted in a long time, so I had no problem sleeping on the plane. Oh, Chad Sandrigan, I think he's been on our show. Big Chad, he flew the red eye with me last night, all 6'9" of him or whatever. I love flying with guys that tall because they're jealous of how small we are and that we can sleep anywhere. But man, he brought it. You guys got to catch the clips. All the replays are on it's hosted there. So check out the collab, the replay of the collab. It'll be 2 hours of incredible content, or we'll be parsing it out as usual into the old stage theory.
I love it. Okay. And then now you're back in New York City and you got a full day ahead of you today. For some of our community that's local, that might not be familiar, what do you got going on today?
Well, we're starting. I got to take off right after this. I'm going over to Aspire. I have a meet and greet before the VIP lunch with keynoting, and excited Tim Story's introducing me. Then we have a meetup right outside, 2 p.m. Swing by MSG. If you're not at Aspire or you're at Aspire, come by the meetup at 2 p.m. And then we have our VIP dinner, Jim Quick, Tim Story, myself. But the lineup today, right? Goggins, Martha Stewart, Stephen A. Smith, Big Poppy, A-Rod, Tim Story, Danny Fleischman, myself, just hopefully inspiring and aspiring at the Aspire Tour. I'm blessed to be part of the greatest business tour. I will tell you this, a couple lessons real quick, and then we'll bring two of my big friends on, Gav and, of course, Naveen Jain. There's a lesson in it. I realize the stage theory is great, but it gives false sense of hope to people, because the stage theory says the whole world is your stage, which means you could put up a video and it could go viral in the millions, and it happens every once in a while, but it doesn't build a community. What builds a community, though, and gives you access to the whole world of your stage is bigger stages, bigger communities, and bigger people. And so when I do something like last night or Aspire Tour, we'll see if I can stop by WealthCon and do a closing keynote in Vegas tomorrow. I'll see how the flights go. But it's the bigger stages, the bigger people, and the bigger community that give access to the whole world as your stage. It's not just the whole world as your stage. And yes, every once in a while you can go viral. It is understanding the consistent, persistent access that we do by building a community of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other. And that's why I flew overnight to be part of the Aspire community, the best business tour that I know of, and even try to stop by WealthCon tomorrow in Las Vegas.
I love it. I was with Uncle Tim last night, and we were both singing your praises, and I love the lesson right there. And I can't wait to see you later. You also have a dinner tonight.
Yeah. We had the dinner afterwards. Jim Quick, Tim Story, and I will be bringing it with many other celebrity guests, as always, in a big community right around the block from MSG. You can go ahead and get nick@dmeltzer.com. If you aren't there, we'll squeeze you in. So nick@dmeltzer.com.
And segue into, we're going to bring on gorgeous Gav right now, which I'm super pumped about.
He is awesome, man. He's awesome.
He is a gorgeous man.
He's a gorgeous man. He's gorgeous Gav. 174 with gorgeous Gav.
174, baby. There he is. Talk about handsome. How you doing, brother?
Morning, gentlemen. Living the dream. Good to see you guys.
Good to see
Fantastic.
You. Where are you? Where are you dialing in from?
I am in Baltimore, Maryland.
I love it. Let's get started. You ready for us?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe I missed the dinner with Rob Riggle. That's hard to hear, but sounds like you guys are living it up.
You were invited, not obligated, as Craig Siegel knows. Always invitations, no obligations.
Absolutely.
Beautifully said. God, what are you most excited about right now?
Super excited. I am headed on Wednesday to the Bitcoin conference. Going to hear from a number of speakers, former President Trump, RFK, Kathy Wood, Edward Snowden, a bunch of others. I am bringing a whole media team with me. We have set up a media conference room. We're going to be running like 100 interviews over 3 days. It's going to be epic. We're going to gather a bunch of content. We're going to be running a bunch of events. I'm actually going to be doing live ringside commentating for Karate Combat, which is going to be a 15,000 person MMA event. So I've got a lot I'm looking forward to this next week.
I love it. Love the energy you always bring.
Oh, dude, this is a good kid, man. Gav, I have a question. First of all, tell everyone where the Bitcoin conference is so that they can come and see you.
For sure. They moved it this year. They've always done it in Miami from my experience, and they're doing it in Nashville this year. So it'll be at the Music Center down in Nashville, really kicking off Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I think this is going to be the biggest one yet. Apparently, after they announced that Trump was coming to speak, they sold another 30% more tickets the week right before for this conference. So it's going to be full.
That is amazing. And once again, Craig, the lesson of understanding the stage theory. I don't know how Shakespeare knew it so many years ago that the whole world was a stage, and that kids in every school across the world would be reading Hamlet and all types of Shakespeare. But understanding how social media and the amplification of all the different platforms. But it's really important to show up in person, because it is those bigger
Yeah.
stages, Gav, that give you access in the bigger communities and the bigger names that give you more and more access, that give you a consistent commitment and engagement to that community. And community is the most important. And I love the fact how you show up everywhere, because a lot of people talk, but they don't walk. And so they tell you, and I saw that, with what went on even with our event last night, right? When people tell you, and that's why I say invited, not obligated, you
Yeah.
don't need to tell me why you can't make it, because the answer to why people can't show up is they have something more important to do that's important to them. And if you know what I teach, it's prioritize what's important to you, not what's important to other people, what's missing, what you don't have. And I admire people that can just say, hey, man, I got something more important to do. So I'm not going to be at dinner with Rob Riggle. I'm not going to be at your dinner with whatever, or show up at Aspire or WealthCon. That's okay. But what you don't want to do is go below the line and get into like some bullshit about whatever justification that you want to do. Just tell people, I have something more important to do, and please keep inviting me. I appreciate the invitation.
Well, I wouldn't say what I'm doing is more important, it's just the thing I'm doing in the moment. But I think that everything that you're doing is super important. I'd love to be there. And I
For
completely,
me, it's
yeah,
important, but I'm just saying
yes,
it has to be. I see too many people wasting time, energy, and ruining relationships because they feel guilty, resentful, offended, separate, because they can't make something. And the intention is, hey, man, I'm trying to provide opportunity. But if you have a greater opportunity aligned with all the variables, personal and professional, and thank God, because a lot of people wanted to fly out,
right.
and they would have been screwed because they would not have been able to make it, because we had many people get caught in Chicago, New York, all over the country because of the Microsoft damage done to the airlines.
For sure. Yeah, and just one quick note I'd say on it. Absolutely. I get torn between these two mindsets where I could really stick in this office forever, right? I could sit here and I could just grind all day. There's no shortage of work to be done, no shortage of spaces to be hosted, and I could Zoom whoever, but I find that going to these in-person events does yield that ROI, right? That's different. I think people are just more comfortable, and you just never know who you're going to run into. You can skip the DMs and the online courting and walk right into a real conversation. And so for me, that's pretty invaluable. Not only am I about to head to Nashville, but then right after that, I'm going to Malaysia. Right after that, going to the Philippines, coming back, going right to Chicago. That's like my next 5 weeks is basically I'll travel. I'll be in Baltimore for 5 days. So I'm definitely excited to get around.
I'll see you at the airport, my friend. Make sure if you go to Philippines, you try to get over to El Nido for a night or two. It's an extraordinary experience, almost as good as Bora Bora. But, go Gav, man. Awesome.
I love it. Kava, I want to ask you a quick question, and we'll bring on our second guest. And if you have time, I'd love for you to hang out.
Yeah.
For you personally, based upon your experience so far, and I know you just get warmed up, what does it take to ascend and succeed in the world of entrepreneurship?
It's a great question. And I'm definitely still learning about it, right? I've been doing this for about 3.5 years full time now, and things are really just starting to expand now. For me, the first lesson always, and different people are going to take this different ways, but it's learn to love the work. I work my butt off every single day. I probably work 13 hours a day, but I absolutely love my job, right? There's no day at the end of the day where I'm like, wow, today sucked. Instead, I'm like, wow, we got through that and accomplished so much every single day. And so even if it's a grind and even if it feels like I'm just swimming through trying to keep my head above, when I get to the end of the day, it always feels good. It always feels accomplished. I'm not taking time out to do things that I don't want to do. Everything is structured front to start with things that I do want to do, regardless of whether in the moment I'm super excited to be there or not. I know that there are things I want to do for the long term. And then the other piece, which I've been learning more recently, is just surrounding yourself with the right people, not just externally to your company, but internally. We've been hiring recently, which is a great place to be. I now have a 9-person team, and that's come from where it was just me and one virtual assistant a year ago at this time. So it's really expanded from where it was, and finding people that come into the group and they don't care about the money. That's not what they're here for, right? They're here because they see what I've spent years and years grinding and building, and they want a part of that. And so they're coming in and just trying to support. And I've got people on my team that I'm now, 1 second we're running meetings and we're pitching, and the next second we're co-managing our fantasy football team together, right? And so we just have fun, and it's a great environment.
I just have to.
My bad.
Yeah, I was just going to say what really stood out is my favorite philosophy, which is learn to love what you don't like or love, learn to love what other people don't like or love, learn to love the work, learn to love the pain, learn to love the hard stuff. Do that consistently every day, persistently without quit, and life will tell you all its secrets. One of the biggest bullshit statements is, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I disagree. If you learn to love what you don't like and you don't love, if you learn to love work, if you learn to love what other people don't like or love, life will tell you all its secrets. And when you have the cheat codes, you have the answers, you have the teacher guide, life becomes easy, not dis-easy. And too many people are living in dis-ease. And what we're trying to do is provide the ease. And man, in 3 years, what great accomplishments and growth that I've seen since I met you. I have one last question, then we got to bring Naveen on. What do you think of Craig's hair? Because you obviously have style.
I like it. I right now I got to go get a haircut tomorrow, but I'm probably going to look pretty similar to Craig after I get this haircut. I'm going to get the fade on the sides. I'm going to keep most of the top. So we're on the same page here.
For what it's worth, I have a hair piece in 40 minutes, so I can look good when I see you later today. So there's that.
I cannot wait to get a picture with you. That's amazing. Awesome, man. Let's bring on the Quattro himself.
Yeah,
the amazing.
God, if you have 10 minutes, I'd love.
Yeah, I got 10 minutes.
Awesome. Okay, let's bring on another juggernaut. And again, I'll be the fourth most handsome cat on this call now. The suspense, right?
Suspense. It's the internet, man. This guy's incredible and been a great friend of mine for so many years, and has brought great advice and confidence and content and wisdom to literally creating longevity in so many people's lives, utilizing technology to create longevity. And if you haven't seen Naveen, you haven't seen anything yet. So
yeah, while we're waiting for him to come up, David, I've been getting jealous. I've been watching Receiver on Netflix, and they have all these beautiful shots of SoFi Stadium that keep coming up. I'm like, man, I got to get out there.
Yeah, man, I got the biggest waiting room in the world. We were at YouTube Theater last night, and Dr. Booz was here. He brought it. I'm so proud of him. He was incredible last night. So thank you, Dr. V, MD. I see you there. But SoFi has, just like Microsoft Live over by Staples or Crypto. Oh, the gorgeous.
Hey, brother, how are ya?
I'm good, man.
How you doing? How are you?
So good to see you guys.
Great to see you. Thanks for hopping on this morning. Where are you located? Where are you hopping on from?
Seattle, Washington.
Oh,
yes.
Very nice.
Beautiful. Look at this. I mean, you can't complain too much. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunny days.
Oh my God. People are going to be mad at you from Seattle. You're supposed to keep that secret. Everyone thinks it rains every day. Now everyone's going to want to move there, Naveen. Don't do that.
I know. The Californians always think that it rains here.
Yeah.
And I think the local. All right, brother. Tell me, how is life treating you guys? I mean, for me, the life is just absolutely amazing. Every single day I wake up, David, just like as you said, you wake up in the morning, you jump out of the bed and you say, God, I'm doing God's work. And thank you for allowing me to do what I do. And I was just listening to you, and I just cannot but echo what you said. It's not about finding the purpose of life. It is finding the purpose in life. So just find the purpose in everything that you do, rather than saying that my purpose of my life is to do this something. Even if you are a janitor, don't think that you are at the bottom, at the lowest part of the totem pole. You say, I am the hygiene worker that brings the health to the humanity. Without me, the people will be sick. What I'm doing is I'm a healthcare worker that's going to be so damn good that no one in their life will ever get sick, right? And that's the kind of things you want, is to find the purpose in everything that you do every day.
Naveen came in hot. This is great.
That's amazing. It is so, there's one question, and I'm coaching so many executives at, at Naveen's level in the biggest companies in the world. It's so funny how some people don't ask one simple question, which is, for the sake of what? And whether you're a janitor or whether you're a startup company or running $1 billion company every day, personally and professionally. If you ask yourself, for the sake of what, you then will find the light, the love, and the lessons, the purpose. And what follows purpose, by the way, by
Yep.
finding for the sake of what, is passion. And what follows passion, believe it or not, no matter if you're a janitor or a CEO of an extraordinary company, like my fellow friends here, profits follow passion. I promise you. And that's the promise of
So
purpose,
David,
passion, and
I'm
profitability.
going to slightly add to it, because what I believe is passion is for hobbies. Passion is what you do when you have hobbies. The obsession, not obsession for things or obsession for a person, obsession to solve a problem. Find something that you're willing to die for and then live for it every single day. And what that really means is, once you find your North Star, once you find a true purpose in life, everything you do towards that purpose is no longer feels like work. It feels like actually you're making a contribution to the society, to the things you do, and making money is a byproduct of doing that. So I am a big believer in making money. I'm a big believer in profits, right? But what I tell you is that when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, the things that you're doing, are they going to help millions of people, hundreds of millions of people, billions of people live a better life? Because if you can build any product, any service that helps a billion people live a better life, you can create a $100 billion company. But you don't wake up in the morning and say, what should I do to make $100 billion? Making money is a byproduct of doing things that improve people's life. So when you wake up and saying, what can I do today that will improve someone's life? What you're saying is, what can I do to make more money? That's basically is. But making money is a byproduct. Making money is like having an orgasm. If you focus on it, you're never going to get it. Right? You just have to enjoy the process.
And there's no little blue pill though. There's no little blue pill.
You invest energy and you receive money.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
And you do it with a purpose. You do it with the heart. You don't do it with the brain. You don't think, you do it with the heart. When you're serving, when you are at a church and you're cleaning the toilets, it's not about cleaning the toilets. It's about serving the God.
And I love that. I think there's another paradigm to that, no pun intended, with
Yep.
174 episodes of the paradigm shift. But
Yeah.
it's also, and I'll be speaking about this today at Aspire, it's asking not only of how I could be of service or value to others, and for the sake of what am I doing this for others, but also asking for help
Yep.
and receiving.
Yep.
Because the more we receive, the more we can give, and the more help we can give. And I think a lot of people that are successful even
Yep.
stumble or limit their own self-image and limit their own potential by not asking for help, not finding people like you. I love the fact that you're right there for me. I know that the day will come when I say, Naveen, you're sitting in a situation I want to be in. Can you please give me directions to where I should go? You've already paid the dummy tax. Can you make it easy for me, because you created and solved the disease that it takes to get to where you are? So I want to encourage people not only to be of service and value, but increase the service and value that you can provide by asking people for help and asking for more.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. That is the key to success in life, is never stop asking. And especially when you are asking with a sincere desire to help others, there is no one in the world that says no. When you simply says, hey, can you give me some money? And the people say, huh? Right? But if you say, hey, I am trying to solve this problem, I need your help, there is very rarely you will see people say no to you.
Yeah, it's all about the delivery.
Yep.
Love this so much. So many nuggets today. I wanted to ask you, Naveen,
Yeah.
I know you're doing a lot of stuff with personal healthcare and all that stuff. How are you using right now, I think it's so fascinating, AI to revolutionize personal healthcare?
Yeah, so remember, it's not about using AI. AI is a tool. You have to have a problem to solve. And a lot of the entrepreneurs, what they do wrong is, I want to start a company that uses generative AI. I mean, that's not how you start a business, to say, I have this hammer. What can I do with this hammer, right? You start and saying, here is a problem I'm trying to solve. What are the tools in my tool chest that I can use to solve the problem, right? So when we started Viome, we said, hey, we need to understand the human biology at a molecular level to understand what changes in the human body when people have diabetes, heart disease, depression, anxiety, cancer. Can we understand what is changing in the human body? And we realized the only way to solve that problem was to use AI. So we didn't come and say, how do I use AI? AI was the only tool that could help us understand 100 quadrillion biological data points. So we didn't become an AI company because AI is in fashion. We started as an AI company 7 years ago because that was the only way to solve the problem. And that's the reason I hired the head of IBM Watson Research as my head of AI 7 years ago, right? So point I'm trying to make is that don't look at the tools as a solution. We should always think of tools as tools and figure out what problem are you solving. And it's quite possible that generative AI may not be the right solution for you, right? So don't start with a solution and looking for a problem, find a problem, and then say, what are the solutions that exist for it?
Now that's a paradigm shift, right,
Yeah,
Dave?
because it's not just what we
Yeah.
give, it's being aware of all that we're given. And when we realize the options, opportunities, and touches of favor that we're given by the challenges or the problems,
Yes.
then we can go ahead and figure out how do we solve.
Yep.
And what I love these two words. I'm a word hound. I
Yep.
love diving into the
Yep.
meanings that we give things. But think about what we want in life. We want resolution and we want resolve.
Yep.
Well, that RE says that it already exists. Therefore, great leaders like Naveen are elevating their awareness to not only all that they give, but more importantly, all that they're given through the pain, setbacks, failures, mistakes, and problems that exist in our awareness. And we see with social silos today and the amplification of social media that a lot of people aren't aware of a lot of different things. And so if we personally can identify a problem and then utilize the tools that we're given in the community that we have, then for the greater good, we can solve that problem and hopefully elevate the awareness of the resolution, the resolve in which we've utilized the tools and our expertise in order to facilitate. And that's the, for me, equation of how great things happen on this beautiful planet. Even Seattle doesn't rain anymore because we give meaning to everything we see.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother, you are so smart. And sometimes I wonder, how do you come up with all these wonderful way of explaining things that takes people, decades to figure out?
That's so
Well,
true.
I practice like you do. We practice every day and we do our best. We learn lessons and have fun and surround ourselves with young talent like Gav and
Yeah.
Craig. Comes from all over to figure out how we can all create this community. And I thank you all for being here.
Yeah, beautiful
Uh,
said.
I mean, there are two ways. You can surround yourself with the young people, or David, like you can become young yourself, right?
Yeah.
You're constantly reducing your biological age, just like you and I. We are on this journey. I am now 65 years old, and my biological age has now come down to 52. And I'm hoping by the time I'm 70, I'll be down to 40. So my wife thinks she married a young man, so she's not looking around anymore.
She robbed the cradle. She robbed the cradle.
That's awesome. Before we hop off, guys, first of all, thank you all for hopping on Saturday. This was awesome. Naveen, what are you most excited about right now for our community that might just became familiar today? How can they get involved to support you?
Brother, I mean, you said I am dedicating my decade of this decade of my life to a Viome. That's V as in Victor, IOME. Do a test for yourself. Understand exactly what's happening in your body. Find out what foods are good for you. What foods actually you should be avoiding. What are the supplements your body needs? What you shouldn't be taking. And really, the idea is to stay healthy. There is no such thing as universal healthy diet. There is no universal healthy food. Avocado can be good for you or bad for you. Broccoli can be good for you or bad for you. So don't eat food just because someone told you it's good for them. Doesn't mean it's good for you. So find out exactly what makes your body tick. Find out about your gut microbiome, your oral microbiome. Find out what causes inflammation in your body. And if you eat to exactly what your body needs, you can always be at ease, as my brother David said. And if you don't, you get into the dis-ease, which is called disease. So don't ever get into the dis-ease. Keep your body into homeostasis, which is really eating to what your body needs.
And remember, money is like an orgasm. Don't chase it. Dave,
Oh,
Dave, take us
Don't
oh,
home.
Look,
All right,
James, land
brother.
the plane.
I'm trying to build a community of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other and all utilize the skills, knowledge, and desires that we have as a unified, abundant, infinite system of thought that we belong to. And we all need to use gratitude to find those lights, the love and the lesson. We need to use forgiveness for all the mistakes that we're going to make along the way and be accountable as well to learn from it in order to live in spirit, at ease, identify what we're doing to interfere with it, and you too will live in a pursuit and aggregation, acceleration, and compounding exponentially the outcomes of ease in our lives. And if you want to join our community, I have so many different things going on every single day in the pursuit of my potential of empowering over 1 billion people to be simply happy and healthy. Then email me directly, david@dmeltzer.com. I will do whatever I can for free. And if it requires some proximity, I'll charge as little as possible, but guarantee it for you. So email me, david@dmeltzer.com.
Love you guys.
Love,
Thank you for the
thank
nuggets today.
you. Thank you, Craig, and thank you, Brother David. Anything I can do, just know I'm here. Find me on, send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll take care of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're
And I will.
amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I'll see
Bye,
you later,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Have a great
Bye.
Saturday. Dave, see
Bye.
you in a little bit.
Bye.
Love you
Bye.
guys.
See you in
Awesome
a little.
conversation.
Bye-bye.
So good.